Good morning and welcome to the UCF College of Medicine at Lake Nona, or as those of us at UCF refer to it, the house that Deb built. It's our pleasure to host Mayor Buddy Dyer for this important event, and we're delighted that so many Orlando City leaders and other friends of UCF are our guests for this address. It's good to see all of you. That we're here today at such a wonderful facility in a thriving medical city speaks volumes about our Orlando city-state as a can-do place. UCF prides itself on being America's leading partnership university, and it is through the efforts of so many partners that this medical city is a beacon of hope, pride, and prosperity for all of Central Florida. Mayor, we so appreciate your crucial contributions to this remarkable community achievement. From the start, you saw the potential and promise for a medical cluster at Lake Nona, and you fought tirelessly to advance our efforts here, even when doubters suggested that our vision could never be realized. Without your advocacy, the support of your council colleagues, and the help of our other partners, we would not have a medical school to assemble in today, or a medical city to count on for the future. Besides being a champion for development at the medical city, Mayor Dyer has been a great partner with UCF in many other endeavors to create jobs and to enhance our local community. And Mayor, without you, I suspect our region would not have Sunrail or the other opportunities it brings. Our Orlando city-state faces many challenges ahead, but UCF, Orlando, Orange County, and the rest of Central Florida have a far better chance of conquering them if we confront them as partners. And at UCF, we look forward to many more successes with all of you. Now, one of the things I enjoy most about being president at UCF is seeing so many of our graduates make a difference in society. Please join me in welcoming one of those successful graduates, Orlando City Commissioner Patty Sheehan.
Thank you, Dr. Head, for welcoming us here today. Commissioner Tony Ortiz and I are here as alumni and proof that you can finish your degree at UCF. It is a pleasure to be here today at Medical City. Some have asked what we did with the windfall that the Orlando City Council made during the real estate boom. It was not spent in District 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. When you're on a team, you have to make sacrifices, and millions of dollars that were part of the largest growth in our city was spent right here in District 1. Some may ask why we do not spend it in our neighborhoods, but we invested that money here, and we have every confidence that this investment in our medical city, in our city, will help restore our economy, our city revenues, and that we will continue the business of providing the services so vital to those that live in the city beautiful. I am so excited to be part of the City Council team, and I appreciate working with some of the most dedicated public servants in our region. Thanks to the Orlando City Council. We do have a leader of this team who's been a visionary, who saw great potential, not just in this place, but in amazing catalytic projects for our city. Just last weekend, we hosted one of the largest sporting events in our nation, the NBA All-Stars game in the Orlando Event Center. We broke ground on the very popular Dr. Phillips Performing Arts Center, and we will make the necessary renovations to the Citrus Bowl, the most economic engine for our tourism industry. We call it Heads and Beds, and this venue will do just that. And I'd like to point out, these venues are paid for with tourist development taxes and the Community Redevelopment Agency, basically a luxury tax paid for above and beyond regular taxes for special projects like the venues. They say in politics, if you want a friend, buy a dog. I'm here today to introduce someone who I am proud to call my friend, someone who's able to forge partnerships that have created great possibilities in our city, Orange County, and our region. Modern politics is very negative, and it's unfortunate that so many stoop to the level to rise to the occasion. No one wrote my talking points today. I wrote it myself, and I'm speaking from my heart. You can probably tell that, because I'm pretty irreverent sometimes. I asked a man that I believe in very much to run for mayor of Orlando in his kitchen 9 years ago. I am proud and loyal to the vision of a man that has brought us so many great opportunities, to venues, to Sunrail, to one of the best financial ratings in our state, and to this very place today. I am proud to live in one of the greatest cities in the South, the city of Orlando, and I recognize and appreciate the contributions of my friend, our mayor, Buddy Dyer.
Thank you, Patty. That was very kind. In the 1960s, a group of dreamers looked out at a giant pasture near Orlando and imagined what could be. Those visionaries built Walt Disney World. Their dream changed Orlando for the better forever. 10 years ago, another group of dreamers looked out at a similar piece of land and imagined the possibilities. They envisioned a new kind of home for hospitals and universities, research institutes, and life science companies. A place where medical breakthroughs were made steps away from moms and dads raising their families. They dreamed of a live, work, play campus that gives our residents and visitors access to some of the best healthcare professionals in the world. And they imagined an economic engine that would pump billions into our local economy and create quality, high-paying jobs for generations to come. Today, we're standing on that once vacant land. We're looking at a dream that has been realized. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Medical City at Lake Nona. Members of our City Council, Mayor Jacobs, and members of the Orange County Commission, Dr. Hitt, and all of our friends here at UCF, neighborhood leaders, faithful members of the clergy, owners of businesses, small and large, representatives of our valued charities and not-for-profits, and all of our other elected officials, and of course, the residents of Orlando. I want to thank you once again for the opportunity to report to you on the state of our great city. For the first time, we've taken the state of the city on the road, and today we are here for one simple reason. Because just like Disney, a half-century before, the Medical City is going to change Orlando for the better forever. The first step in turning the Medical City dream into reality was securing the University of Central Florida College of Medicine. More than 200 students are enrolled in the medical school, and the campus has expanded to include the Burnett School of Biomedical Sciences, a medical library, and other UCF health sciences programs. The campus was augmented with the addition of the MD Anderson Cancer Research Institute, bringing a world-class cancer center to the residents of Central Florida. And our region has no better partner than the University of Central Florida. And that is a credit to UCF President John Hitt, who this year celebrates 20 years as a leader of our hometown university. Please join me in saying thank you to Dr. Hitt. The second piece of the Medical City fell into place when the Sanford Burnham Institute, one of the leading research institutions in the entire country, selected this Lake Nona site for its new East Coast home. The facility will employ over 300 scientists dedicated to finding cures for disease and improving quality of life. And this summer, the University of Florida Academic and Research Center will open its doors, which includes UF's College of Pharmacy and Institutes on Aging and Therapeutic Innovation. This facility will allow UF scientists to work with researchers from Sanford Burnham on diabetes, aging, genetics, and cancer research. And also later this year, The Nemours Children's Hospital, an outpatient clinic, will open. Nemours will bring comprehensive children's health care and research capabilities to the forefront of an emerging health and science sector here in Central Florida. Now, the last major tenant of the Medical City is the VA Medical Center. It's the first VA hospital built in the United States since 1995. And this $665 million hospital will increase access to health care for 400,000 Central Florida veterans and includes the national headquarters for the VA's simulation training program. And with more women serving in the military than ever before, the new center will also feature a specialized women's care clinic. Now, once these facilities are open, the Medical City will create more than 30,000 jobs and have a 10-year economic impact of nearly $8 billion. Yeah, I think $8 billion probably does deserve a little applause. This one-of-a-kind cluster of clinics and classrooms and laboratories will revolutionize America's healthcare landscape and our local economy. But the Medical City's impact doesn't stop at the end of the workday. We can't forget the other side of the Medical City, the high-tech residential neighborhoods and schools. They'll be home to doctors and scientists and their families. Already being built are the first of many homes that feature energy-efficient technologies that dramatically reduce power bills. These homes also have electric vehicle charging stations and internet access that is among the fastest on earth. And nearby, Valencia College, America's best community college. Let me say that again. Valencia College, America's best community college. Will open its new Southeast campus right next to Lake Nona High School in 2012. As important as the Medical City is to our future, the way it was created may be even more important. The seeds for the Medical City were sown when we lost out on the Scripps Institute to South Florida in the early part of the last decade. Realizing that we would not be able to compete for the companies and the jobs of the future unless we redefine the way our entire region worked together, this community committed itself to a level of cooperation never before seen in Central Florida. In fostering the partnership necessary to get the UCF Medical School and create the Medical City, we didn't just build a one-time project. We also created a roadmap on how to get big, important things done and how to overcome challenges that confront our community. The partnership strategy that fueled this Medical City was the foundation for our effort to secure SunRail, Central Florida's first commuter rail system. Our community worked relentlessly to advance SunRail as the critical first step in the effort to reduce traffic congestion, give our residents alternatives to their cars, and create tens of thousands of quality jobs. So in just 27 months from now, Central Floridians will be able to board a train that connects our communities in the city of Orlando and Volusia, Seminole, Orange, and Osceola counties. SunRail is expected to generate 250,000 jobs and another $8 billion economic impact over the next 30 years. Our model for partnership also paved the way for the creation of the Amway Center, the Dr. Phillips Center for the Performing Arts, and the ongoing revitalization of our downtown. The Amway Center celebrated its first anniversary a few months ago, and with the leadership of Commissioner Lynham, the Associated Blueprint program is still putting residents to work. And around the corner, construction is in full swing on the Dr. Phillips Center for the Performing Arts, which is set to open in 2014. And we also remain committed to finding a way to refurbish the Citrus Bowl. Just a few days ago, the eyes of the world focused on Orlando for the NBA All-Star Game. The game gave us a chance to showcase our city and our downtown, and it also gave us a glimpse of the power of our community venues and what the future could look like as we expand our brand as a premier destination for arts and entertainment and sports. Our newfound culture of collaboration helped us weather the worst recession since the Great Depression, and position Orlando as one of a handful of American cities primed to recover faster and stronger than anyone else. Knowing that small businesses are critical to creating jobs, we partnered with our neighborhood businesses to launch our Main Street program. Our Main Street districts are responsible for 278 new businesses and more than 1,500 new jobs. And I know that Commissioner Stewart is proud to have a district that has 3 of those Main Streets. We also took bold steps as a government to reduce regulation and red tape at City Hall. We cut the city's transportation impact fees for small businesses looking to reactivate dormant property. In return, those businesses made an investment in our city of more than $5 million and created more than 500 jobs in only 1 year. And knowing that the best way to create good jobs for our residents is to grow them ourselves, we've continued to invest in entrepreneurship through our business incubators. We also worked with our partners at the county and the state level to retain businesses and attract new ones. Amcor Rigid Plastics, Signature Flight Support, Planet Hollywood, Rochambeau, and Publix have new or expanded homes in Orlando, creating hundreds of jobs. Now, some critics use inflammatory terms like corporate welfare to attack any program that uses tax incentives to support local businesses. And to them, I would say, you are mistaken. We are not giving businesses a handout. We are giving them a hand up. And these, thank you, Commissioner Raines. And these incentives don't kick in until a company proves they created the jobs they promised. And the investments that we're making create a business-friendly atmosphere that is paying off. This year alone, national publications ranked your city, ranked Orlando as the least expensive city in America to open a business. We were ranked the most business-friendly city in the United States. We were ranked the 3rd best city in the country for finding an IT job. And we were one of a handful of cities poised to be America's next boomtown. Now, we are proud to be laying a foundation for our businesses to chart their own individual successes. And a roadmap for collaboration isn't the only thing that Medical City has given us. We're replicating the clustering approach being used here to the technology industry. Our aim is to bring high-tech companies together on the 68-acre site of the old Amway Arena. When the Amway Arena is imploded, next month, by the way, we'll be transforming the site into a live, work, play campus that's home to companies and cutting-edge industries like digital media and modeling and simulation. The Creative Village will be another economic engine for our city, one that creates more than 5,000 quality jobs. When we talk about partnership, we can't forget that collaboration is also at the heart of our work to strengthen neighborhoods. Orlando is so fortunate to have so many diverse, distinct neighborhoods. And that's why we've engaged in citywide vision planning, which gives residents and small businesses new opportunities to determine how their neighborhoods should grow and prosper. These sessions have helped us add 14 miles of sidewalks over the last 4 years and repair another 7 miles of sidewalks. We've worked with neighborhood leaders to create a maintenance strategy to resurface 15 miles of neighborhood streets and repair 1,300 feet of curb and gutter. And these sessions have helped us prevent accidents and reduce speeding in 15 different neighborhoods through the installation of new traffic calming devices. Through the leadership of Commissioner Ings, the neighborhood leaders also helped secure a desperately needed supermarket and new police substation for the west side of Orlando. And along Cimarron Boulevard, Commissioner Ortiz has worked with residents and businesses to rejuvenate the entire corridor, making it safer for pedestrians and giving one of our city's gateways a new identity. Our focus on neighborhoods also helped put plans in place to extend our free limo bus system east to Thornton Park and west to Paramore, right in time for residents to use the limo to connect to Sunrail. And the passion of our residents that they have for their city and their neighborhoods also help bring back the iconic Lake Eola Fountain, bigger and better than ever. Isn't that right, Commissioner Sheehan? In Orlando, we love our neighborhoods, and one of the great pleasures of being mayor is the opportunity to work alongside our residents as we build the strongest, most engaged neighborhoods anywhere in America. We've talked a lot today about the significance of partnership, but there's another piece of the puzzle that's just as critical when it comes to making our city the best place anywhere to live, work, and raise a family. Strong, efficient city government. First and foremost, good government means keeping our city safe. Orlando now has more police officers and firefighters per 1,000 residents than any major city in the state of Florida. At the same time, we've reduced our workforce everywhere else. In the last few years, we've engineered the most dramatic reduction in crime in city history. And we're also making huge strides in combating domestic violence, preventing crime at apartment complexes, and increasing neighborhood watches. We have over 800 neighborhood watch captains now. One area of concern where crime is up slightly is property crime and burglaries. Law enforcement experts often describe these as low-priority crimes. But you try telling a family whose house has been broken into that. We'll not tolerate crime anywhere in our city, violent or nonviolent. And that's why we're putting new resources into the fight against property crime. We've formed specialized patrol units to focus on stopping burglaries. And we've also added property crime detectives to make sure that when we catch them, we send those burglars to jail. Technology continues to be critically important to the safety of our city as we expand our IRIS camera program. And Chief Rooney will tell you that one IRIS camera is like having 3 extra police officers at a fraction of the cost. The cameras not only prevent crime, but they also greatly increase the odds of an arrest and a successful prosecution when a crime is caught on a camera. And while we love our technology, nothing can replace our hard-working police officers who serve our community in ways that go far beyond what they do in uniform. A great example is Operation Positive Direction, where police volunteers their spare time as mentors to kids. And I want to read you part of a letter from Drudy Pierre, a student at Jones High, about her experience as a member of the city's Dragon Boat team with members of OPD. Drudy writes, "Paddles up, all boats hold, go. That was the last thing I heard before taking off with a force of 10 teams and 11 SWAT team members. We reached, we stretched, pulled, and counted. For that moment, we weren't just teams from the neighborhood. We were a force to be reckoned with. We not only created a team, but a long-lasting bond and family, something I know that we will truly never forget." Some of those OPD volunteers are here today. Would you please stand and would you join me in recognizing them for their hard work? Not to be outdone, you know I wasn't going to leave Chief Miller's group out. Orlando's firefighters. They're getting out of those big red trucks, and they're spending time in the neighborhoods as well. They call it the Blitz program, where firefighters pound the pavement to provide home safety inspections, install smoke detectors, and even give CPR training. And just a few days ago, I had a chance to join them, and I must say that our city has no better ambassadors than our firefighters. So please join me in saluting them for all that they do. I should also mention that our fire department has maintained its ISO rating of 1, and that means they continue to be one of the top 60 fire departments in America out of 50,000 departments. Think about that, 60 departments with an ISO rating of 1 out of 50,000, and your Orlando Fire Department is one of those 60s. And finally, this year, our fire department took on the responsibility of transporting patients. And in so doing, we've been able to increase the continuity of care that we give to victims while keeping our fire department fully staffed. Good government also means being as careful with the dollar as the families are in our city. We take great pride in the fact that our city government is in the best financial shape of any major city in Florida. Let me say that again. Our city government is in the best financial shape of any major city in Florida. Our Orlando residents pay the lowest tax rate in any major city in Florida. Our city government has fought tax increases while other cities have raised their tax rates in response to the negative effects of the recession. We've reduced the size of our government and dramatically cut costs, with the only new spending going towards police and fire protection. Our city government has balanced its budget without draining reserves. In fact, since 2005, we've added to our savings by 30%, while other governments around Florida have reduced their strategic reserves. Orlando is the only major city government in Florida that has funded all of its retirement benefits. And Fitch Ratings gave us a AAA bond rating this year, and that means that our city credit is better than the federal government credit. So if you're investing, buy muni bonds from the city of Orlando. Our strong financial health is a product of tough but necessary decisions by this Orlando City Council. So please join me in recognizing our city commissioners for their hard work and their fiscal discipline. Commissioners, in order to live within our means, we've had to make some hard choices during these tough times. For example, we've reduced mowing and watering cycles, and we've cut back on hours at some of our community centers. And we've had to find innovative ways to save money, like partnering with Google to provide email for our city workforce, which, by the way, was a cost savings of $250,000 in a year. And of course, we don't like to see the grass a little higher than it should be, and we certainly don't like to have community centers closing a few hours early. But you know what? Because the grass is a little higher, we've been able to keep our taxes lower. And I'm proud that our government has been able to live within its means without placing any additional burden on our residents. So the good news is, because of our fiscal prudence, once again, we can announce there won't be any tax increases in the year ahead, so we can keep money in the pockets of our residents as the economy recovers. Okay, so lastly, good government means providing services people depend on every day. I want our residents to be proud that they live in a city that delivers those core services better than anybody else. Every 3 weeks, our streets in our city get cleaned. That's more often than any other city in Florida. Bet you didn't know that. But you also didn't know that we fill potholes in 24 hours or less. So we also boast the fastest response time in the state. Our floodplain management program entitles our residents to a 20% discount on their flood insurance. And our bike lanes and our green space are second to none. In fact, 60,000 people played sports in our parks last year. Another important aspect of our city services is helping people get around safely and efficiently. And our new downtown intelligent transportation system will provide real-time parking information for drivers. We're also expanding the ITS system citywide, which includes a mechanism that coordinates the movement of emergency vehicles with traffic lights. So that means accident victims will get to the hospital faster and safer. We're also proud that our city services include programs that help our kids succeed. The Paramore Kids Zone is entering its 6th year, and thanks to the PKZ, juvenile arrests in that neighborhood have been reduced by nearly 80%. Think about that. And the city also provides a safe haven for more than 2,000 middle school students each year in its after-school All-Stars program. Governor Schwarzenegger was here, by the way, to help us raise a little money for that program, and we all had a good time with him. Nearly 90% of the kids in after-school all-stars have improved their reading and math scores, and those same kids in the last 2 years have logged more than 7,000 hours of community service. In those programs, it's more than child care or mentoring. They help keep money in the pockets of moms and dads by allowing them to keep a job or take extra shifts at work. I want to close with an old saying. There's an old saying that it says, success has 1,000 fathers. And that's not meant as a compliment. It means that everybody's quick to take credit when something good happens, even if they didn't have much to do with it. But here in Orlando, we're turning that adage on its head. In our city, we want success to have 1,000 fathers and mothers, too. In fact, our future depends on us working across party lines, across geographic boundaries, across jurisdictional boundaries, even across ideological differences. Our future depends on us sharing the responsibility and sharing the credit. And as I look out at this room today, I see so many people who are doing just that. I see the team from Fifth Third Bank who led the effort to send more than 1,000 homeless kids to summer camp this last summer. I see representatives from Florida Hospital and Orlando Health. Both of our hospital partners are expanding their campuses to connect to Sunrail and creating true north-south gateways to downtown Orlando. I see our partners at the Edith Bush Charitable Foundation who have given out 25 grants totaling more than $1 million to support the medical city. And I see our hometown utility, OUC. All right, I saw Roseanne start that clapping right in the middle. Actually, all my OUC friends stand up since there's a bunch of you. And they're helping residents keep money in their pocket by fostering development of more energy-efficient homes here in Lake Nona and renovating homes all over our city. I see our partners from Goodwill who've launched a program in partnership with the Blueprint Employment Office, Commissioner Lynham, to provide interview apparel and other services for job applicants. And we have local businesses like HHCP and Parsons Brinkerhoff who both moved their Central Florida headquarters to downtown Orlando recently. And I see all of our elected leaders and partners from our economic development and civic and transportation sectors, the Metro Plan Orlando, Metro Orlando EDC, Central Florida Partnership, Links, Visit Orlando. And finally, I see the dedicated, hardworking members of our city family. Would everybody that's a member of our city family stand up, please? Well, at least we have more people in attendance that aren't city staff than our city staff. That's a good thing. Every year, city staff engages in a workplace giving campaign. And this year, our employees broke all records for charitable giving at City Hall. We had over 40% participation, and they tell me that if you have 30%, you're superstars. So we had over 40%. So I just want to thank our city family for what they do every day and what they do to go above and beyond. There are so many more partners that I want to recognize, but unfortunately, if we saluted all our deserving partners, we'd be here, and Dean German would probably be handing out the diplomas to the medical school class. But just know that each of you here today and everybody who calls Orlando home are partners in our journey to make our city the best place anywhere to live, work, and raise a family. And because of all of you, we can proudly declare that the state of Orlando remains strong. And because of you, our city has never been more full of promise and possibility than it is right now. And 2012 is going to belong to the medical city, but if we continue to work together, there's no doubt that the next decade will belong to Orlando. So thank you. God bless America, and God bless the city of Orlando.